everyone is able to see my screen? Okay. Yeah. So as the other participants are logging in, okay, so let's go to if there are any questions from the morning session. So if there are any questions from the morning session, okay, you could just put it on the chat. We could understand your question and further take it forward. So any questions from the morning session? Okay. So I'm not able to see any questions. Could we move forward? Can we look at other things? Okay, Raghav, difference between JV and enter through purchase mode of expense entry. Okay, so we will do that, Raghav, because morning we were not able to do the purchase entry. It was not calculating properly. Okay, so now we will take this purchase voucher. Okay, do a transaction. Okay, then further we will move forward. Is that okay? Yeah. So because I also had told you people saying that I'll be checking this and I'll revert back to you. Okay, I've checked it. Where was the configuration errors that I was doing? So that is ready with me. I could show you how to do it. So let us go to a purchase entry and check how to do the purchase entry. Hope everyone is able to see my screen. I have opened Tally. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Prabir. Okay. So let us go to Tally. Okay. So here, example, I'm just going and creating few of the ledgers. I actually have created few of the ledgers. I'm just showing you for your clarity. Okay. So I have just created one customer by ACNC. No. Okay. One sec. Just hold on. TDS on contracts for payments I have done. Okay. So let me do one thing. Okay. Let me just create one customer. Okay. So example, I have a job work. So example, let me take an job work as an example. Okay. And do it as a purchase entry. Okay. So I'm just taking one of the probably, yeah, job work expense. So I have here the job work expense. Okay. Under indirect expenses or direct expense, whichever the way you want to configure, you could configure that. Okay. And I have configured it as inventory values as no, it is not affected. GST is applicable. GST is at 18%. This is what we are told, GST is applicable. Okay. And type of supply is service. Then TDS is also applicable, and TDS is applicable on contracts. Is this fine? So this is what we have defined. Okay. So then what we are going to do is, okay, we will create one supplier. Let me just go to supplier. Who are all the suppliers whom I have? Display list of accounts. If I just say list of accounts, who are under my sundry creditors are all my suppliers. Okay, so these are all my suppliers. All right. Okay, so example, I'll just say Reka agencies. Okay, I'm getting let me just say Reka agencies. Okay, I have their GST number also. Okay, and TDS deductible. Yes, TDS is deductible. Okay, so what kind of organization they are into? Okay, so example, I'm just saying they are company resident. Okay, or I'm just taking them as firm, partnership firm. Okay, TDS is deductible in the same voucher, yes. Okay, I need to also give the PAN number, AASFR 6148L. Okay, so this is the PAN number of Reka agencies. So I have one Reka agencies as the supplier whom I have created. So I am taking the job work services from them. Okay, so I've got one job work entry. Now I'm going to purchases. Okay, so like example, on 6th of July, okay, they have given me one bill, 3223, 6th of July. Reka agencies is my supplier. Okay, so I'm just giving all these details. Okay, so since this doesn't have any inventory, okay, I need to do an accounting voucher, right? So I'm just clicking on accounting voucher. So Reka agencies. So what is the head of expenditure? It is job work expenses. So I've just clicked on J. It is taking job work expenses. Example, 40,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees. Okay. On this, I have input CGST, input SGST, and now I have TDS. So total is 1,18,000. Job work is 1 lakh. Tax is 18,000. Okay, so now I need to have TDS on contracts. So once when I click on TDS on contracts, it is automatically picking as minus 2,000 rupees. So 2% on 1 lakh is 2,000. And it is showing as minus because it's a credit value. Okay, so once when I do this, so now the total has become 1,16,000. Same when I go to bill wise details, it is taking total for 1,18,000, the first line. Second line, with the same bill number, 2,000 rupees debit, as we saw in the journal entry. Similarly, it does on this purchase entry also. Okay, so now I have saved this entry. Okay, job work purchase entry saved. So look at the transaction. It's a purchase voucher. The supplier is Reka agencies. We have enabled the supplier with bill wise details is the first option. Second, we are told they are for statutory deductions, they come under TDS Deductible. Okay, and deductee type is partnership firm, and tax can be deducted on the same voucher. Even in the purchase entry, TDS will get calculated. Is this clear? Okay, so now if you want to look at as a voucher, okay, just click on as Control V as voucher. You could see what is debit and what is credit. So the same transaction, if you look as voucher, it is showing us what is the debit and what is the credit. Hope this gives a lot of clarity to users. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so let me make, I'll show you one more thing. See, assume that, okay, so there is a supplier, a service supplier, okay, who is supplying the services regularly. So like example, let me just say, we have one supplier for taking services. Okay, say example, computer maintenance, okay, or repairs and maintenance. So this supplier is continuously supplying to us. Every day we call him, he do some services. Okay, he gives one bill. Okay, we need to deduct TDS. So in a month we get some 15 bills from this supplier. Okay, so now what is going to happen is when I account each bill every day, I don't want to deduct the tax in the same invoice every time. Okay, so I will say, no boss, I don't want to deduct tax at every invoice. At the end of the month, let me deduct the TDS on this for this party. Okay, I don't want to deduct on the every transaction. I want to deduct at any given point of time. I'll manually go and do the deduction entry. So if I want to set up that kind of scenario, example, I'm just going and creating a supplier. Okay, say example, let me take this morning we had created one Kiwi products, right? Kiwi promo. Okay, so this is what we created, right? So this Kiwi promo itself, let me take, okay, he is an individual resident. Okay, deduct in the same voucher, make it as no. I don't want to deduct in the same voucher. I will pass a separate entry is what when you specify it as no. Okay, so now I have specified it as no. So example, I'm just doing one, either the purchase or the JV, whatever the type of entry that you want to do. Okay, I'm giving the bill number. Okay, I'm just changing the date to 7th. Okay, so debit is job work expense 1 lakh rupee. Okay, by input CGST 9,000, by input SGST 9,000 to Kiwi promo. It is total 1,18,000. See, it is not taking 1,16,000 here. Okay, it is just taking the whole 1,18,000 as the bill reference. Okay, so 10 days of credit, end of list being bill accounted. Okay, again on 8th they have given one more bill, so I'm just taking one more bill. Job work expenses 55,000 by input CGST 9% on 55,000, 9%, 4,950 by input SGST 4,950 to Kiwi products 64,900. Again, this is 10 days of payment. Okay, end of list being bill accounted. Okay, so let me just change the date to 12th and account one more bill. Okay, say example, job work expenses 48,900 by input CGST 48,900 into 9%, 4401, input SGST 4401, Kiwi products 10 days 57,702. Okay, bill accounted. So I've just accounted 3 bills for the period which have not deducted any TDS. Is this clear? The entry what I did, example, I'll just show you: display, accounts book, ledger, Kiwi promo. I have 3 transactions, one on 7th, one on 8th, and one on 12th for job work expenses. Okay, but I have not deducted any TDS on this, because in the master ledger master we have gone and specified do not deduct TDS in the same transaction. Is that clear? Right? Okay, Now let us assume that we are now I want to deduct for all this transaction at one shot. I want to deduct the TDS. Okay, so now on 31st of July, I want to close the monthly books. Now I want to deduct all the for all these three bills at one shot. I need to deduct the TDS. Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to go to journal entry, voucher. So you are in the journal. I'm just clicking the date and changing the date to 31st of July. Okay, so I'm making a journal on 31st of July to deduct the TDS for all the bills which has been accounted earlier, but TDS is not deducted, right? So here you get an option called, on the right hand side, if you look at, there is one option called TDS deduction. So you could just click on TDS deduction on the journal entry. Okay, so it is asking for various details now. Okay, the same details that we saw in the morning. Till what date you want to consider the bills which has been accounted. Okay, so I'm just saying take till 31st of July. For which party? So you could go and specify TDS, one second, 31st of July, TDS deduction entry, 31st of July. Okay, so to which party? So it is listing out all the parties for which you want to deduct TDS, not in the transaction but separately. So it is listing out all the parties. You could select the party. Once when you select the party, against this party, what nature of transaction does this party has? Okay, so generally each party will have only one nature of transaction, but in rare cases this party might be doing both. Okay, he might also be a contractor and he might also probably be a professional services. He might also be your landlord. Okay, so combinations might be there. Then you need to select the nature of payment. So I've selected the nature of payment as TDS. Okay, and duty ledger is what? On TDS on contracts. Okay, so once when I click on this, so you could check over here, all the three bills have automatically populated on the screen. So the first bill was TDS was 2000 rupees because it was on a 1 lakh bill. 2% is 2000. Okay, second bill was at 55,000 rupees, 1100 is the tax, and third bill was 48,900, which is 978 rupees tax. So total TDS deductible is 4,078 rupees. And all these bills are automatically populating so that you need not worry which bill I have missed out, what are all the things, there is some missed out bills or anything. You need not worry about that. So Tally supports both. One is if you want to deduct TDS on the same voucher, that is also possible. If you say, no, I don't want to deduct on the same voucher, at the end of the month, I will do a separate accounting of this TDS deduction. Even that is also possible. Is this clear? Okay, and in the against reference, you could look at, it is taking each bill separately along with the invoice number. Okay, being TDS deducted, save. All right, so is this clear? This entry which is automated, okay, you could go and see this entry in an automated mode. Okay, good. It's clear for everyone. Okay, so let us do one more entry. Example, it might be your TDS professional or TDS rent. Similar way, say since you have done the contractors, you need to configure all these details. Say example, if I want to do for TDS rent, okay, so I'll just show you for TDS rent. Okay, then we could look at the other things. So similarly, for accounting TDS rent, so first I had my landlord Venkatesh, landlord. Okay, so to this party, I need to come and enable is TDS deductible. Okay, so deducted type is partnership firm. Okay, deduct on the same voucher, yes or no, you could specify. Since it's once in a month, I'm just making it as yes. Okay, so then I need to update the PAN number also. ABF PV 8133M. Okay, so I've just updated this. Then I'm just going to rent office. Already the ledger is there. Under indirect expenses, TDS is already applicable. I have enabled TDS or given 18%. Okay, then is TDS applicable? Yes, it is applicable. Under what? So here I don't have that category TDS on rent. So what I'm doing is I'm just going and creating a new category. Click on new category. Okay, it is going to your TDS nature of payment creation screen. Okay, so I'm just saying TDS on rent. Okay, under what section? What is the section for rent? Can anyone tell me what is the section for rent? 194I. Okay, thank you. So I'm saying 194I, 94I. So remittance code, I'm just saying 200. I'm not sure. I'm just giving some remittance code. Okay, then at what rate it has to be deducted? Example, 10%. Okay, is 10% correct? I'm not sure. Okay, so 10% is correct. Thank you. Okay, and exemption limit is 1,20,000 or 1,80,000. What is the exemption limit for rent? Is it 1,20,000 or 1,80,000? 2,40,000. Thank you, Manjula. Okay, so it is 2,40,000. Okay, so you could give the exemption limit here. Since this is a rent account, okay, so when it will cross 2,40,000 if your rent is more than 20,000 per month, correct? If your rent is more than 20,000 per month, then it becomes 2,40,000. If it is less than 20,000 per month, then see, assume I'm paying 19,000, and if I put 2.4 lakhs here till March, I can pay my landlord without deducting TDS. Okay, so in March it becomes 10% of 2 lakh rupees. It will cost 2.4 lakhs. Okay, then I will have problem in deducting in the last month. Okay, my TDS might become more than the rent itself, right? So then it will become a problem for us. So what you could decide is, while the threshold limit is 2.4 lakhs, you could say it has to start calculating from first rupee itself. If you are very sure that it will cost 2.4 lakhs. Okay, you could just specify threshold limit starts from first rupee so that TDS will start deducting from first bill itself. Okay, so I've just saved this. I've created TDS rent. Okay, then I need to also create one TDS rent ledger under duties and taxes. So I'm just going to create TDS on rent. Again, it's an indirect expense. Sorry, it's duties and taxes. Under TDS, tag to TDS rent. Okay, so I'm ready with all the masters. Now, example if you take, because we have already done few rent entries in our previous examples in the previous sessions. So display accounts book ledger, office rent office, you could see there are already 45,000 of TD of rent is already been paid. Okay, this is my previous entries. Now again July, okay, 10th of July, I'm making a TDS entry, sorry, rent, office rent, I'm paying 30,000 rupees, example. Okay, by input CGST 2,700, by input SGST 2,700 to Venkatesh landlord 35,400. Okay, so while it is 32,400 after deducting TDS, so now it is taking 35,400. Okay, example, I'm just giving 10 days. Okay, then again it is opening a new reference, okay, with 3,000 rupees, because it is 10% on 30,000 is 3,000 rupees, and the net value became 32,400. And for Venkatesh, okay, sorry, this has to go to TDS on rent. 3,000 rupees has gone to TDS on rent. Okay, so being rent for July accounted. So now you just see here, as soon as you save the transaction, okay, it has saved, but it didn't ask for your previous transactions. The reason being, okay, you are enabling now, okay, so it is not able to track that old one. Anyhow, okay, if you click on TDS deductions, you could track for the previous transactions also. So till 10/7, okay, for which party? I'm sorry, 1 second. So example, if I just go to TDS deductions, okay, so it's not listing out here, 1 second. So now if I go to display accounts book ledger, Venkatesh, the landlord, F7, so there is 53,100 and 32,000. 53,100 was in April. Okay, so if I go to bill wise details, these are all the bills. Okay, since I had affected in between the financial year, from now it will start getting affected. Okay, now if I go to other reports like statutory TDS reports, TDS outstanding. So on contracts there is 6,000 rupee outstanding, and on TDS rent there is 3,000 rupee outstanding, and you can look at the party wise also as to how much is the TDS outstanding that is payable. Right? Any questions? Is it clear till now? Are there any questions? If there are any questions, please put it on chat. Okay, I'll just give 30 seconds time. So I'm just having a cup of water. Okay, so it's clear. For everyone it's clear. That's good. Okay, so now let's get into payment entry. So again, I'm just going to the payment transaction, changing the date to 5th of August. So 5th of August, I need to make the payment. I'm clicking on statutory payment for TDS for the period 1st July to 31st July. Under section, see now multiple sections are listed out. So I need to create separate challans for each of these sections. Okay, for contractors separately and for rent separately. So I will select respective, say example, first I'm selecting contracts, TDS on contracts for companies or non-companies. Say example, I'm just saying non-companies, resident on cash. So 6078 is already been pulled. So there were some 4 bills. Okay. So 3 bills belong to Kiwi, 1 bill belong to another customer, another supplier. So across the suppliers, it will just pull all the TDS deducted entries and it will populate on your payment screen. So for all suppliers who qualify under, say in this example, who qualified for TDS on contracts and who are non-companies. Okay. So all those things will get tagged to this transaction. So 6078 of payment, e-fund transfer with UTR reference number, and I'm just saying TDS deposited to government account. Is this fine? Okay. So now let's do one thing. How do we deduct TDS when we are making an advance payment? Okay, so TDS is deductible on advance also, right? Okay, so now I'm just making a payment, advance payment on, say example, on 6th of August. Okay, I'm making a advance payment to one of my new supplier. Okay, so can anyone give me your company name and GST number? Can anyone give me your company name and GST number? Vishal, I already have that. Okay, no problem. Okay, don't worry. I have morning. I think AA Enterprises had given their GST number and company name. 1 second. Sorry, this is not the one. TDS inputs. Yeah. Okay. AA Enterprises. Okay, their GST numbers are there. They are basically under sundry creditors. Okay. TDS is deductible. Yes. So what is their number? Their firm. Okay. So I'm just taking over here. So example, I'm just saying 29 AAEFA 767961 Q1ZN, right? So this is their TDS deductee type. They are partnership firm. Okay, so I've just taken, they are from Bangalore. I know them. Okay, regular. Okay, and this is their GST number. Example, I'm making a payment of advance payment, say of 30 days bill clearance, this thing of say 35,000. Okay, so here what we have specified, AA Enterprises as partnership firm. Okay, we could deduct the TDS on the same transaction. Okay, this is what we have specified. and in the transaction you are told it's an advance of 35,000. Okay, so now if I want to do an advance payment, since I'm doing an advance payment of 35,000, okay, so the party, it is typically taking 35,000 now. Okay, so how you need to do the transaction is, okay, you need to make a transaction in, click on F12. Okay, so here you have an option. Okay, second option, use single entry mode for payment receipt and contra, make this as no. Right, you have to do it on a double entry mode. Now select payment. To whom are you paying? AA Enterprise. Advance, say example 30 days, 35,000. Okay, to State Bank, one sec, sorry, just hold 1 second. F11 statutory partnership firm, TDS on. See, here you have an option, allow advanced entries in TDS master. Okay, enable this. Okay, so once when you enable this, you get an option for this particular supplier generally supplies under what type of TDS. Okay, so I'm just saying deduct TDS in the same voucher as yes, for basically for contracts. Okay, then use advanced entries in TDS, yes. Here you have income, ignore surcharge exemption limit. Okay, ignore income tax exemption limit. Okay, then if there is any lower deductions or this thing, zero deductions, okay, you could enable this thing. Now, okay, example, I've enabled all these details. Now I'm going and making a payment. So I'll just do this single entry mode, and one more option I need to enable, single entry mode, and I'm sorry, pre-allocate bills for payment, inventory details, forex, yeah, allow modification of GST, show TDS bill allocation. Okay, so now nature of payment, click on nature of payment. Okay, State Bank, Enterprises, advance 30 days, 35,000. Okay, TDS on contracts. So when you select TDS on contracts here, it is automatically taking 700 rupees, which is 2% on 35,000. Right? So this has got deducted. Now, how much I'm paying? 34,300 rupees on a check or a UTR that you are doing. Okay, check number. You're giving the check number, and now it has got deducted, being advance paid. I have made the payment, advance payment. So the TDS is deducted in this transaction. Okay, so to enable advanced TDS, you need to go to master entry. In ledger master, you need to go to configure and specify allow advanced entries in TDS master. When you enable this, then you could go and specify deduct TDS in same voucher, after that in the advanced entry. So here you will also get an option of what is the list of services under which you need to deduct the tax can also be configured, because we don't know what is the percentage. Since we are paying advance, we should know why you are paying advance. Is it for contracts? Is it for professional service? Is it for rent? For what you are paying the advance? Because the tax percentage might change. So this needs to be tagged. Once when you tag this, automatically at the transaction level, you could just select the TDS, relevant TDS ledger. It will tell you how much tax needs to be deducted. Is this clear? Any questions on this? Right? Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let us get into one more option. Okay. If you go to statutory TDS details, you have an option called last one. If you come to the last option, you have activate TDS for stock item. Okay. So how does this work? Let us just check out how does this work. So example, okay, you need to track this service. Okay, what is the service they have given? So the best example I'll tell you, are there any members in this participants group who are into either the HR consultancy, manpower consultancy, or a software company where you give manpower? Because manpower is a service, it's not a product. Are there any participants who are in software company, or are there any participants who are in HR organization handling manpower? Manjula, you are into HR or software company? What's your company name, Manjula? Hope Manjula is there on the call. Okay, yeah, phenomenal consultancy. Sahu, how to adjust? We'll come to that, how to adjust. Okay, so we'll take this and come to that. Okay, Manjula. See, okay, I'll tell you, I'll just give you an example. Okay, so we are, let us assume that we are into HR manpower consultancy organization, and we give people, and we bill on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis, okay, based on what kind of resource that we are providing. And example, I'm billing to Meda Consultancy Services. I'm one of the so phenomenal consultancy. Let me say I'm phenomenal consultancy. Okay, so we are billing Meda Consultancy. Okay, Meda Consultancy wants to deduct TDS, but typically, okay, what Phenomenal Consultancy wants to do is they want to track how many days they are billing per man day, because that is what the Meda Consultancy asks when they want to pay. And also they want to internally track, okay, totally how many manpower they have supplied for how many days, all those things that they need to track. So what you could do is you could make that as your stock item and start tracking. And you could also have an enabled TDS on that, and you could continue to do. Okay, so Phenomenal Consultancy, madam, do you have your GST number? Can you share your GST number? Okay, you don't have the GST number. Okay, so let me do one thing. Okay, while I have taken this, okay, rather than Phenomenal Consultancy, let me use some other accounts info ledger alter. Okay, let me take SSA Associates. Okay, even they are our chartered accountants. Okay, we have their everything, all the details of their PAN number, GST, everything we have. Okay, assume that SSA is giving us manpower and they want to bill for manpower. Okay, and I also need to track from my organization, okay, how many days, for how many days these people are billing, so that I understand, okay, how many man days, okay, we are utilizing. So that has to be my stock item, right? So here I come. So I'm coming to SSA Associates. Okay, they are company residents. Say example, I'm just saying they are company residents. Okay, so it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they are not company residents, they are firm. Correct? According to GST number, it should be the firm. Then deduct advance in the same transactions for what? So manpower is a professional service. Okay, it is not contracts, right? Manpower service is professional service, correct? Or is it a contract? It is not a contract, it is a professional service. I'm not sure. Can anyone give me the insight? Okay, it is professional service. Okay, sorry, contracts. Okay, so Suresh is saying it's contracts. Okay, say example, let me say it is contracts. Okay, they also do professional service. You could take multiple things, not an issue. Okay, I'm just saving this transaction, right? So what I'll do is I am going to stock item. I'm creating a stock item by name. I'm naming this stock item as manpower. Okay, putting under manpower itself as a group, no problem. Okay, category. Okay, I'm just saying no category. And here in unit of measure, it is in days. They are billing me in days. So I'm just creating one unit of measure called day. Okay, for UQC, I'm just taking it as numbers. There is no alternative. GST is applicable, yes. Okay, I'm just taking under 9913 taxable. It is at 18%. GST is at 18%. It is service, though I have created as a stock item in Tally. And here I'm specifying set alter GST details as yes. Okay, and this comes under TDS on contracts. Is this clear? At the stock item level, we are tagging this to TDS on contracts. Okay, and I have saved this. So I'll also do one thing. I'm also having one ledger called manpower charges. Okay, so either you could put it under expense or you could put it under purchase, you could put it under direct expense or whatever the group that you want. Example here, I'm just saying it's an indirect expense. Okay, inventories are affected, yes. This is what you need to enable. Inventories are affected, yes, because we want to track number of days. Okay, GST is applicable, not required. I will pull from applicable, just say it, but don't give any details because I'll pull from the master, item master. So it's a service. Now TDS is applicable on this ledger. Yes, TDS is applicable on this ledger on contracts. Tag this to TDS. Okay. Now I'm making a, either I could do a purchase entry or I could do a JV, whatever the way I want to do, I could specify that. Okay. So like example, I'm just doing a purchase entry. So on 10th of August, I got a bill from SSAA, bill number, SSAA services. Okay, so I'm just going to item invoice. Okay, because I need to give the item level details as manpower service. Okay, so they are billed for 30 days, 1,500 per day. Okay, 45,000. Now ledger, this is coming to my manpower charges. Okay, so select manpower charges, 45,000 rupees. Okay, on this I have input CGST, input SGST, and I have TDS on contracts. See, minus 900, that is 2% on 45,000. Right? So 2% on 45,000 is 900 rupees, which has taken as TDS on contracts. So 53,100, 10 days credit, again same reference, 900 rupees debit. Being manpower charges bill accounted. So you could look at this. This is the entry we have made. Is this clear? Yeah. Okay. So now let us go and make one transaction for which we had received the advance. Right, from AA Enterprises, we had received an advance. Sorry, we have paid an advance. Okay, now they have given us the bill. Okay, so we need to account the bill. Now let us see, when we account the bill, say let us take AA Enterprises had given bill for manpower consultancy only. Since we have created this, we could use the same thing. Okay, and take the bill, account the bill. Okay, then we will understand how we could adjust this. Okay, so on 20th of August, bill number AA Enterprises for manpower consulting, we had taken 35,000 rupee advance, right? What was the advance we had taken? 35,000 rupee. Okay, so 10 numbers, 3,500 rupee per day. 35,000 manpower charges. On this, there is an input CGST, input SGST. Okay, here I am not selecting any TDS. Reason being, this is an advance and TDS was already deducted. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going further in the bill wise detail. See here, it is asking you an option, adjust against advanced TDS payment. Do you want to adjust against advanced TDS payments? Okay, so it is automatically prompting you saying, do you want to adjust? Specify yes. Okay, so here this is against reference. It is showing you this bill detail. So automatically it is showing 35,000 rupee on 35,000. Okay, TDS on contracts. New reference. This is the for the bill. Currently this is for the bill. Okay, that I need to take this. Okay, in the against reference, I'm just taking against this reference, adjust 35,000 on new reference, balance 6,300. Okay, accept this. So what you have done is, since you are doing a transaction to adjust the advances, if there is any advance laying for which you have already deducted the TDS, at the entry level, it will automatically prompt you, do you want to adjust? So that you could go and adjust against that bill, against that advance, I'm sorry. Is this clear? Hope this is clear with all of you. Okay. If the bill value is more than the advance, then for the balance you have to deduct the advance. So you have to deduct the TDS. Simple. For the balance you have to deduct the TDS. It will just adjust whatever the TDS that is already been deducted. The balance you have to deduct. So we'll move forward. Okay. Then what are all the other things? Say like example, now if you go to report, display, statutory report, GST, sorry, not GST, I'm sorry, TDS reports, outstanding. So currently it is start showing what is the outstanding. Okay, so the outstanding is 1,600, TDS on rent is 3,000. Okay, so still this is yet to be paid. We have not paid this. Okay, so once when you make a payment, say example, I'm making payment on 5th of September. Okay, so I'm just going making payment. Okay, I could just go click on payment and date is 5th of September. I take this, click on stat payment, TDS, for which date to which date, under which section I could specify. Okay, and for the contracts, TDS, okay, companies, non-companies, resident, non-resident, all these things. So 1,600 is picked from the contractors. So I make this payment, whether it is online e-fund transfer or UTR reference, payment is done. So you could look at 26Q report, statutory report, TDS report, 26Q for the quarter July to September. This is basically a quarterly reporting. All right. So it is showing multiple things. If you look at here again, this is a reconciliation report. Total there are 13 transactions. Out of the 2 are included in this for this report. 4 are excluded. 7 are uncertain transactions. So it is not able to determine whether this has TDS impact or not. So you could just go click on that, which are all the 7 transactions. Okay, so there might be for various reasons. See, like unable to determine the deductor type or PAN is not available. Okay, duty masters are not available. Notifications at lower rates is not available. Unable to determine tax rate at the transaction if there are any mismatch. So in all of these things, you could go on seeing what is the mismatch. Okay, so unable to determine TDS applicability for the ledger for this stock items. Okay, so this is input GST. It is saying what's ledger, it's unable to determine whether nature of payment, what should be the nature of payment. So once you see example, I'm just showing you, click on this. Okay, once when you select this line item, say here you could observe nature of payment, it is it is disabled. As you click on select, it will show the nature of payment enabled. So here you could just go and click on nature of payment and what it is. Example, it is, this is GST, right? So you will say it is not applicable. So it moved out of the screen. Okay, now 9 transaction is included in the report. For this report, excluded is 4, there is no error. So here you could see deduction at normal rate. 4,13,900 is the assessable value. 10,678 is deducted. Okay, so you could just go to detailed, enter, it will show all the transaction. Party transaction wise it will show. You could also click on category wise and view category wise reporting here, either the party wise or category wise. Okay, and you could click on detailed, it will show against which nature of deductions. Is this clear? Okay, here you could also click on configure and say show PAN number for all this. So it will show PAN also on the screen. Okay, so if there is any 27Q, currently there is no transactions for 27Q, so it is not listing out any of the 27Q. Return transaction book. Okay, so if there is anything that is modified, all these things it will show over here. Okay, Challan Reconciliation, last time also I told you, if there is a new Challan, you could also go and say show all the, you could click on show all, it will show all the Challan for this period that has been taken. Okay, or you could see only the pending challans, and you could click on this reconcile and update all the details like check number, check date, BSR code, challan number, challan date, all these details could be updated. Okay, and if there are any outstanding, still if there is any outstanding, you could just go and look at. There is one outstanding on TDS rent, still we have not paid that. Ledger without PAN, if there are any ledgers which is without PAN, it will list out here so that you could update the PAN here at one shot. Say example, if there are 50 suppliers, for all 50 suppliers you could just update here and save at one shot. That is also possible. Okay, so this is what we wanted to discuss in TDS. Are there any questions? Okay, so now let's open for questions. If there are any questions, okay, we would like to take that. So purpose, hope purpose is very clear with all of us. We want to eliminate duplication of work and increase the efficiency. So we have looked at all these details. Okay, lower rate, zero rate, all those things you need to configure automatically, it will start coming. Okay, then you could look at various reports. No, at the item level I have given the GST rate. So example, for manpower consultancy, at the item level I have given the GST rates. Example, if I just go to inventory items, stock item, alter, manpower, I have given the GST rates here. Already GST has been defined. Okay, and I have also defined TDS over here on contracts. So at the item level it is defined, Rajesh. Sahu, can you show for salary? No sir, in this session it will not be possible, because for salary you need to first understand payroll in Tally. How to configure payroll. With just one entry I cannot pass a TDS, salary TDS in this. Okay, until unless you configure payroll in Tally. Okay, so that will not get automated till you do the payroll in Tally. So in this session, it will not be possible. Okay. See, and one more thing. See, we were just, my team members and me, we were just discussing. Okay, I understand there are at least some 15 to 20 participants who are students who are attending, but neither they are asking any questions, okay, nor they are part of this group, okay, nor I don't know who they are, what is their name. Can you please introduce who are all the students who are attending these sessions? Can you please type your name and let me know what you are studying? Okay, so please come on chat and tell me your name. Please tell me your name. Okay, and what are you studying? Manjula, you are doing your CA. Fine. You are from Phenomenal Consultancy. That's fine. Who are the others? Okay, at least Manjula, we know every time she asks one or the other questions. But who are the other students who are attending these sessions? Okay, silently, without asking any questions, without revealing who are they, and just leaving the sessions. No, I don't want others. Those who I regularly interact, you are asking questions. I don't want to know about you. I want to know about the students who are attending these sessions. I understand from my team members, at least there are 15-20 participants every day who attend these sessions. Who are those students? Are you studying CA? Are you studying BCom? Okay, what are you studying? Where are you studying? Could you please introduce yourself? Even if there are CA students apart from Manjula, okay, apart from, I think even one person, Mr. Rajesh, or one person again from Phenomenal Consultancy is attending. Okay, so how many of you are attending from Phenomenal Consultancy? So please introduce yourself. Yeah, 4 members from Phenomenal Consultancy. What about others? 5. Okay. Rajesh, MCA. Okay, Rajesh, you're doing MCA from which college? Rakesh, I'm sorry, Rakesh. You're doing MCA from which college? BIT. Okay, good. How did you come to know about this training sessions? Where did you get this information that we are doing trainings, online trainings? From Veer Sama Traders. Sir, you are studying MCA. Alternate Missionary or company. Okay. No. I'm asking for students. I'm not asking your qualifications. No, sorry. I'm asking, there are few students who are attending these sessions. Because they have not even introduced. I don't know who are they. That is the reason. That's it. Otherwise, with my customers, I don't have any issues because they are all interacting with me almost on a daily basis. I wanted to just understand. The only reason is, okay, I wanted to understand how is it helping them? Is it helping them? Are they able to understand? That is what I wanted to know. Those who have not shared the feedback, will you share it today? I want an answer, yes or no. Let's go and see what is the topic for tomorrow. Okay, so while we planned for these topics, okay, so we had some things in mind. So based on that, we had planned on this topic. Okay, tomorrow is advanced MIS reporting on Tally. So most of the reports, when we took up that particular topic, we have already showed you. Okay, so I don't think we have contents for 2 sessions. Okay, we have contents for only 1 session. So please let us know, could we connect tomorrow in the first half or in the second half? Okay, So I would prefer we will connect in the first half at 10 o'clock. Okay, because the most of the reporting that we have already shown you when we took up that particular topics. Anyhow, there are some more reports which is advanced in nature which you could look at. I believe that for that one session is more than sufficient. So tomorrow we will connect in the morning at 10 o'clock. Okay, and we will skip the second session which is at 4 o'clock. Is that okay with everyone? Yeah. So tomorrow let's connect again at 10 o'clock. So if there are any questions, please put on chat. If anyone wants to speak, please let me know. Okay, I will open the audio. You could speak, you could ask the question. Okay, and for next 5 minutes, I will be there on chat. If I don't get any response, I'll be disconnecting. Thank you one and all. Thanks for coming for this training.